Hello everyone. I have a special report update. Actually, I received this message about 4 days ago. This is a message from Daryl. I haven't heard from him for a very long time. I kind of had little glimpses of him here and there, and a few of you have asked me what happened to Daryl and if he's okay. And for those of you that don't remember or don't know who Daryl is, he is someone that I communicated with who came from the future, explained a whole story. There's a bunch of different messages that I received from him. Some of them are very consecutive. He talked about going through timelines or time loops and all sorts of different things and different experiences he had. What makes him unique is that he's fairly young, and he was would appear to be like 12 years old, or between the ages of 9 to 12, depending on where he would go and what he was doing. And he also came here deliberately as a mission because way in the future, they have an incident where there's some intruders who get into battle on the earth in the future and cause problems. And it makes everyone have to go underground. So he was just trying to sort it out and do some of his own investigative work. I guess they don't typically live past the age of 30. I'm sure that there are some other things that he gained from being here actually, and gathering information. So there was a group of them. And so I see that I just recently talked to him again. He told me to wait. And so now I'm delivering the message. Hi Daryl, I can see you. You haven't been around for a long time. And then he said, I've been waiting for you to speak to me. And then I said, where have you been? I didn't notice you around. And then Daryl said, I've been hiding with my friends in Seattle. He has been looking for me, or for you. And I said, well, what man? And he says, I guess he is not a man. He is like an off-worlder. He asked me a lot of questions in my dreams. He has been showing up for 7 days straight and asked if you have been helping me. He said that you don't like what he is doing, but he is the highest one on the planet. I don't know if I believe that or not. By the way, my friend Seth hurt his ankle. And then I respond, does he need a doctor? And then Daryl said, maybe we can't bring him to one. He is a stray dog. And then I said, I can see him. He has a thick, fluffy fur that has black, a beige and white, and sort of like a collie mixed breed. And Daryl said, yes. I wrapped his ankle with an old shirt I had. And then I said, maybe someone around you will help him a little bit. And he said, we need to leave soon. I think things are going to get worse if we stay. And I said, what does that mean, Daryl? Are you in any danger? And he said, the earth is in a way, it will be if we stay. That is the reason why we should leave. I was blocked from communicating with you, but I need to leave soon. And I said, you can't leave until you found your solution, I thought. And Daryl responded, I believe we have. The problem begins here on your planet. He gets angry and somehow they became very powerful and find us in the future. They accused us of changing the timeline. And I said, is that true? Do you think you have? And he said, no, they did it, and our people helped us bring it back to where it should be. Those creatures were made, not from another planet. And then I said, that makes sense. I didn't recognize them either. And then Daryl said, they are geoengineered. I think that's what you call it, hybrids and some types of metal or cyborg. And I said, did you figure out why they created them? Daryl said, because many people rejected him. It was their way of punishing humans. I can't tell you all of it just yet, but please tell your people what I said. Some of you will find me in the future. I can't say when or how. I'm already saying too much. Just let them know we found the remedy and we'll be back again when things are safer for all of us. Before I leave, I'm going to do something that takes power from them. When I do, the timeline closes the door to those creatures and we escape without a problem. I see that we did this before and they all followed us back. This time, we fixed everything. And then I asked him, when are you leaving? And Daryl said, tonight, soon after dinner. No one will look for us then. It won't be until later tonight that they will notice us missing. You know, he was coming for our device to travel home with. I could see him coming in my dreams. And then I said, be safe, Daryl. Let me know when you get free. Daryl said, you will know when I am gone. And then I responded, I'm sorry how hard this has been on you. No one your age should have to carry on such a burden. Then Daryl responded, we were the top selection of our group. No one else could get away with what we needed to do. Here are 2 symbols to follow us with. Come visit us anytime. And I said, I will. Of course I will. Daryl responded, please wait 3 days before sharing this with everyone. And then I said, I promise. Then I heard a door close. He entered a building that looked more like an interior of a shed. Daryl responded, did you see the bridge in Brook? The darkness is in it. And then I responded, it is slightly radioactive. I see fish there floating dead. Daryl responded, they did it. It is the beginning of sorrows unless this is all corrected. And then I responded, please tell me if there is anything else I can do before you leave. I would like to stop this bleed through. That's what it is, isn't it? The bleed through of this toxic reality. Daryl responded, yes, and then he nodded his head. I will see what I can do to turn it back to where it came. Hold on. I just sent a wave of an inverted portal. That should help. And then I responded, anything else that I should pay attention to? And then Daryl said, New Mexico. Keep an eye on New Mexico. Something happens there. And I responded, I will be sure to do that. And Daryl said, I should go. They're waiting for me. And then I said, you have all your friends there with you? And then Daryl said, the rest will come soon. Yes, we are all okay. Well, sort of. We can fix problems that happen here with our group when we get back. You know, you have a strange society. I will be happier to be with my people. They have more compassion and less cruelty. And then I responded, I know, but not everyone is like that. You are vulnerable because of your age. And Daryl said, I know, but we figured it out. We did the best while on our own. Stay away from him if you can. He doesn't seem to have the right ideas in mind for you. And then I responded, I will do that. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you for letting me know. Daryl then said, bye. See you on the other side. Then I heard a rush of wind. It was sort of a mechanical sounding, and then he was gone. He was dirty and his hair was covered with dust, so it stood out almost spiky from his head. His face looked like he hadn't washed in a while, and he looked thin, like he hadn't eaten much. I felt like he was very hungry and weak. I'm glad he is heading home now. So that was the end of the message. Daryl alludes to someone, a man, or someone he calls him, he or him, and it's someone that's intimidating to him. He feels that he tells him that he's in control of the planet and that they need to obey him. He blames him for a few different things, like, oppressing them or putting them in some situations. He also tells me that this being, whoever it is, doesn't have good intentions for me either, and then I should be careful. I saw that there was a nuclear bleed-through, and I think I've seen this before when I was talking with Peter the Insider regarding I think it was the video game Fallout 4, where it's a nuclear event, but it's not in this reality, it's in another reality, but for some reason someone keeps on creating a bleed-through of it. And so I think he was showing it was literally manifesting in this brook that was near him. Now, they had nothing to do with it, and what I could see was these tall grasses that were kind of brown. So it looked like if it was in real time, it would still be winter. And so I could see the tall grasses, and I saw this little walking bridge, and there was that river going through, and it's somewhere in Seattle, he said. And there was also that shed that was there. I don't know how they were living. It looked like they didn't have much of a food source, and they were probably at kind of their limit. They looked quite weak and thought that they need to leave, and maybe they stuck around a little longer too, because they were worried about this dog that they had taken in, and the dog in particular had hurt his ankle. To be honest with you, I think they took the dog with them, which I think is sweet and something that kids their age would do. I don't think there's any repercussions in that. And especially if the dog, might have died there anyhow. So I think in some ways it's good news that he's moved on. He went to where he needed to go. He was successful in gathering the information that he needed, and also some kind of antidote or remedy for the reason why people were dying younger. He seemed quite strong, very creative, and was able to thrive And it sounds like all of the friends are intact somewhat, at least enough to be able to travel back. I don't know what kind of technology they use. I have no idea how they're moving, but they do have a device of some sort. So, and then he asked me to keep in touch with them, and even if he's in a future experience, I'm sure I can continue talking to him when he's ready. So I did what he asked me to do. I'm sharing the information. I know some of you have asked me off and on what happened to Daryl, and if he was in this location or that location. And so now we can kind of come to terms with that he has gone, and that he is safe and he's successful. So the things that were bothering his planet sounds like they were created here. I don't know if it was exactly in our timeline or because he did travel around a bit. So either way, I think they know how to handle and work with it. So thank you for listening, and I feel happy that I was involved. I also feel like things are promising for our future because of it. But also we have to keep an eye on some things, and I have to figure out who this individual is that was giving them a hard time. And thank you, all of you that had a deep concern for him. You did a wonderful job sending positive energy. And I think in the outcome, as we help some of these travelers come through, do what they need to do, it helps them, it helps us, and overall it's a good thing. We work on many different levels. We work on dimensional levels. We work with travelers. We work with whoever we need to assist the planet at this time. And so, with that said, thank you. I'll keep you updated if I hear from Daryl again.
Trouble, 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 trouble been dog in my soul since the day I was born.